All right. Thank you, Dr. Elmer. All right. Hi, everybody. Those of you might remember me. I'm Greg, filling in today for Ari, who is, I'm sure, no doubt, enjoying her spring break. Today, we're going to keep it a little short workout here. Hopefully not too intense, but intense enough to get you guys a good workout. Have a good start to your Thursday. So first off, we're going to start with a stretch here. Just going to stretch out one arm across the other, stretch out your shoulder. Want to get nice and loose for today. Not going to get our heart rate up too much, but don't want to be tight going into any of these exercises. All right, then we can transfer into pulling down on our arms, stretching out our biceps, stretching out our wrists a little bit here. As always, if you have any questions during the workout, pop them in the chat. I'm working from my phone today, so I'll probably see them, but if I don't, Dr. Elmer will, and he'll take care of them. Alrighty, shake those arms out. Overhead, let's stretch out those triceps. Feel a nice pull in your tricep there. All right, shake out those arms. Gonna move into some shoulder circles here. Warm up our shoulders. Going forward in small circles. Going progressively larger. And then when you feel like it, go ahead and reverse those. Want to have your shoulders nice and loose for today. Don't want to injure anything. All right. Next, let's stretch out our quads here. Just grabbing your foot, keeping your knee down, pulling your heel up towards your butt. Switch legs when you feel like you've got a good stretch in that upper leg there. All right, now we're just gonna go down, touch our toes, hinging at the hips, getting a good stretch in our quads here, our back upper legs. All right, let's just go into some butt kicks here. Loosen up our knees a little bit. From butt kicks, you can transition into high knees. And then let's just go down, touch our toes, reach up towards the sky, back down, touch our toes, reach up. Just get that heart rate up a little bit. All right. I don't know about you guys. I'm feeling pretty loose, pretty warm. Before we get started, let's grab a quick drink of water. All right. So today we have seven exercises planned in 2 sets. So we're going to do 7 exercises for 1 set. Then we're going to do a different set of 7 exercises for the second set. The goal for these, we're going to shoot for 1 minute each. So I just want you to do as many reps as you can in 1 minute with good form, so you don't have to go all out right away at the beginning. You don't want to wind yourself out in 15 seconds when you have another 45 seconds. But anytime during that minute you feel tired, stop, catch your breath, and hop back into it when you're ready. So first up, we have stiff-legged deadlifts. For these, grab a weight that you're comfortable with, hold it in front of you, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hinge at the hips. You're just going to hinge at the hips, keeping your back straight, and really feeling the stretch in your quads and up into your glutes. And then when you come up, pull through your heels, driving your hips forward, and engaging your lower back, squeezing your lower back as you stand up. So you're going to go down, feel the stretch, drive your hips forward, and contract that lower back. Next, we're going to do regular push-ups. So for push-ups, you can use a chair to do sort of a elevated version. If you want to do them on the floor, you can do that as well. If you have any wrist issues, you can grab a book, sort of put your thumbs over the edge of a book, use that to keep your wrists in line. So yeah, let's get into those 2. We're going to do them for 1 minute each, and then we'll look at our next 2 exercises. But first, I don't have a book, but I do have a pull-up bar that I'm going to grab that'll help keep my wrists in line. So if you need your book or whatever, anything for your wrists, get that now. All righty. 1 minute, stiff leg deadlifts, keeping your back straight, hinging at the hips, driving up, squeezing your lower back. All righty, let's get it starting now. Just do as many reps as you can. At any point you need a break, just stop, grab a drink of water, Catch your breath and hop back into it. All right, about halfway there. Five seconds. All righty. Nice work, everyone. I hope you're feeling a little bit of a stretch there in your quads, a little bit in your lower back. Next, we're moving into regular grip push-ups. So you don't have to go super narrow with your grip. You don't have to go super wide. Just a nice shoulder width grip there. If you want to use a book to sort of straighten out your wrists, you can do that. If you want to wear a backpack for more weight, you can do that as well. If you want to use a chair to do a push-up, sort of a 45 there, you can go ahead and do that as well. With these push-ups for a minute, just remember, try to keep your form good. If you start lifting those hips up when you're, pushing there, try to avoid that. Try to keep your back nice and straight. Try to keep your core engaged and tight. And try to get as many good reps as possible. Alrighty, 60 seconds push-ups. Starting now. All right, halfway there, everyone. Very nice work. Keep it up. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, nice work. For our next two exercises, we have a split squat and a bent over row. So for the split squat, there's a few variations. The first one, you just open your stance up and you're just going to driving through your front leg, driving through that heel, you're just going to squat. Bring your knee to about a few inches above the floor and up. If you can't go that deep, that's okay. Just go as deep as you're comfortable with. And since we're doing single legs here, at 30 seconds, we're going to switch legs and we're going to go through the other side. The other version is where we're actually going to lift our one leg up Here I'm putting it on my chair. And we're actually going to squat like that with one leg raised up on our chair. For these, try to keep your weight forward, but don't try to keep your knee in line with your ankle. I don't want to see your knee drifting way over your toes there. And also don't get your knee super far back. And then your squatting leg, try to keep your knee above the ankle and drive through that heel. Our next exercise after that is going to be a bent over row. If you have free weights, now would be the time to use them. If you have one free weight, two free weights, that's okay. Just gonna hinge at our hips and drive your elbow up towards the sky. Driving your elbow up, contracting your back. Yeah, you don't want to be pulling up with your bicep or anything, pulling up and opening your chest up. Keep your chest facing the ground and just drive that elbow straight up. If you have two weights, that's great. You can do them both at the same time. If you only have one, you can hinge. Do one arm for 30 seconds. After the first 30 seconds, switch to the other arm and do the other arm. Either works. So those are our next two exercises. Right now, if you want, grab a drink of water, catch your breath a little bit. That's what I'm going to do. If at any time you have any questions, drop them in the chat anytime. You want some water, grab a drink of water. That's what's important, staying hydrated. Okay. Bulgarian split squats or regular split squats. 1 minute. Let's get started. Switch legs. Remember, try to keep your knee centered over your foot there, driving through that heel, not your toes. 10 more seconds. Nice work. I don't know about you guys, but my legs are definitely feeling it. All right, next up, bent over rows. Remember, hinging at our hips, or if you want to sit down, you can sit down in a chair, lean forward, and do this as well. We're pulling up through our back here, not through our triceps, pulling through our back, driving that elbow straight up, right towards the sky. 1 minute. If you're using two weights, you don't need to switch. If you're using one, at 30 seconds, we're going to switch arms. Let's go after it. All right, halfway through, we're using one weight, switch sides. Ten seconds left. And done. Nice work, everyone. All righty, up next we have everyone's favorite. We have core. So we're going to do a 1 minute plank. Then after that plank, we're going to go into a narrow stance squat. So for the plank, you can do it either up on your wrists, like such, or you can go down, rest on your forearms, and plank through your elbow. For this, whichever variation you do, try to keep your elbow below your shoulder. Try to keep your wrist below your elbow, below your shoulder if you're doing that variation. Keep your back straight. Keep your core tight. I don't want to see anybody's butts popping up. Try to keep a nice straight line as you're doing this. So we're going to plank for 1 minute, starting in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, halfway there. Nice work, everyone. During this, focus on your breathing. Ten seconds, very nice. All right, that's your minute. Very nice work, everyone. Those aren't easy, but definitely help with your core strength and stability. Up next, we have narrow stance squats. So our first variation here at about shoulder width, little inside shoulder width. Just going to go down, squat, come back up. You can hold your hands out in front of you as a counterweight. Try to keep your back nice and straight, no hunching over. Go down, hold, and come back up. The other variation is we're going to take our book here, about 1 inch thick. Actually going to place it under our heels. So we're going to have a real narrow stance here. We're going to go down and then back up about 1/4 of the way. This way, we're staying in the most difficult part of the squat. So you're going to come down, back up 1/4 of the way, back down, up, and back down. You're never going to come all the way up. That's the other variation. Whichever one you want to do, after 1 minute, I guarantee either variation, your quads, your front upper legs will be on fire. If you need a drink of water at any time, do that. If your knee or anything hurts during this, take it down a notch. Maybe don't go so deep. Only go as deep as you're comfortable with. Alrighty, in 5 seconds, we'll start. 3, 2, 1. Halfway there, everyone. Very nice. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Those really get the quads burning. Nice work, everyone. All right, moving into our last exercise of our first set. It's going to be another core exercise. We're going to do straight leg lifts with the optional pulse up. So for these, you're lying on your back, legs straight out in front of you. We're just going to lay back. And then while keeping your legs straight, lift your heels up toward the sky. Once your heels are up towards the sky, if you want, you can do an optional little pulse up. For that, you're just going to contract your core a little bit and try to get your hips and your butt up off the ground a little bit. If you want to do that, that's great. Add a little challenge in there, a little more challenge. If not, just 1 minute, heels up, or feet to the sky, back down, back up as many times as you can. I guarantee you, you'll be feeling that in your core. After that, we'll take a little bit of a breather before we get into our next set. So heels to the sky in 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. For these, you don't just want to let your feet fall. You want to do a nice controlled lower. Halfway there, very nice. Keep it up. Ten seconds. And that's all she wrote. All right, that brings us to the end of our first set of exercises. Have 7 more exercises, but before then, let's take a little breather, catch our breath a little bit, have some water. All right, we'll give it another 30-second rest here before we get into our next set of exercises. For these, we have sumo squat, we have dips or tricep extensions. We're going to do some glute bridges, as well as a lower lat row, another plank, because I know you guys just love that minute plank there. And then we're going to do a wall sit for a minute, and then sit-ups. Just have to plug my device in here real quick. Let's see how that works out. Alrighty. So first I have, can I repeat the list? Yes, of course. And we're going to go over each of these exercises before we do them. So not going to jump from one to the other. But what we have is sumo squats, dips or tricep extensions, glute bridges. We're going to do another row. We're going to plank again. We're going to do a wall sit. And then we're going to do some sit-ups. So first up for our sumo squats, let me try to get you guys so you can see my feet here. For a sumo squat, as opposed to our other squat, you're going to have your feet wider than your shoulders. If you want, you can point them outward. That's what I like to do. I like to keep my feet pointing outward. And as with our regular squat, we're going to drive through the heels. But for these, we're just going to go down, end up driving through our heels, really contracting our glutes and our hamstrings. While our narrow stance squat is more of a quad dominant exercise, this is going to really work the back of your legs and your butt. Great for stability, very important for walking, getting up, all those daily exercises, routines that we do. So that's what we're going to do first, sumo squats. After that, we're going to do dips. You may remember dips with the chair. For that, you're just going to put your hands on the leading edge of the chair. I'm doing it on the handrail here so you guys can see, but you're just going to put your hands on the leading edge of that chair and dip down. Don't go too deep. You get down this deep, that might cause you some shoulder pain. There's really no need to go that deep. So just going to go down, dip, just above 90, come back up, dip, come back up. If you don't want to do that, let's say, you can also use a free weight. Yes, there are variations for the dip. For the dip, we're just going to keep our feet on the ground. Another variation is you could raise your feet, but the dip is really just a tricep extension. So you can also, with a free weight, just keeping your elbow in one position, just do some sort of tricep extension like that. You can do it like that. If you want, you could do an overhead tricep extension as well. So here I have my book bag. Just going to put the weight behind me, trying to keep my elbow in one position. And I'm just going to extend my arm, contracting that tricep. For the dips, just about a little bit wider than your shoulders. Just place your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Again, those might cause some shoulder pain. So if you have any shoulder pain at all, I don't recommend doing them. I would recommend doing some sort of free weight tricep extension and really contracting at the top, controlling that fall. So those are your variations for your dips, tricep extensions. I like the dips, but again, I don't go too deep because then my shoulder starts to hurt. So just going down to just above, parallel with your upper arm. That's a good depth for the dip. For the sumo squat, if you want to grab some extra weight, you can do that as well. Sumo squat, just go as deep as you can, as deep as you're comfortable with. No need to go all the way down to the ground and back up. If you can, try to get your legs horizontal, your upper legs horizontal. If not, that's okay. You know, everybody has a different amount of flexibility. Some people are more flexible, some people aren't. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever degree of difficulty taxes you and makes it difficult for you by the end of that minute, that's where you want to be. That might not be where I want to be or someone else might want to be, but as long as that's taxing you at the end of the minute, that's fantastic. So we're going to start off here with sumo squats. Remember, wide stance. You can point your toes outward if you want, whatever your preference is. I'm going to start that in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. For these, really contract your glutes and your hamstrings when you come up. Really feel that contraction. "30 seconds left, very nice. With these as well, try to keep your knees over your feet. You don't want your knees buckling in towards your body. That can put some stress on your knees, and we don't want that. All right, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Very nice, everyone. I don't know about you, but my hamstrings and glutes after that, definitely feel it. So up next, we have tricep extensions or dips with the chair. Whichever you prefer, whichever isn't going to hurt that shoulder, that's what I want you to do. So we're going to go do dips for 1 minute, and then we'll get on to our next set of exercises. For your feet placement for these, there's nothing special about it. I just keep my feet out in front of me, resting on my heels, and that's fine. In 5 seconds, we're going to start. 3, 2, and 1. If you're doing dips, you want to make it a little more challenging. You can go slow on the decline, slow on the lower, and explode up. "30 seconds left. Very nice. "10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, very nice, everyone. My triceps are absolutely on fire after that. Alrighty, up next, we have glute bridges. Let me actually bring you guys down on the floor with me so you guys can see. So for glute bridges, what we're doing, we're just laying flat, bring your heels up towards your butt. You're just going to drive through your heels and lift your hips off the ground. That's all there is to it. I like to anchor myself with my elbows. I like to drive my elbows down into the floor. That keeps me from sliding backwards. So just drive your elbows down, drive through your heels, and up. Gonna do 1 minute of those, and then we'll get into the next exercise. Okay. 5 seconds, glute bridges. 3, 2, 1. If you want to make it more difficult, you can do one leg at a time, but I think a minute with both legs, you're going to be taxed. We are halfway through, 30 seconds more. Ten seconds. 2, and 1. Whew, nice work, everyone. If your legs weren't burning this morning, I sure hope they are now. All right, for our next exercise, we have a lower lat row. This one, it's a little different from our other row. For this, we're going to take that wide stance that we did with the sumo squat. You're going to rest your shoulder or elbow on your one leg that you're not rowing with. Grab your free weight. And for this, the important thing is this angle here of my arm is not going to change throughout the row. I'm just going to come up, keeping that angle. And what you're going to do, not sure if you can see it, but when you come up, you're going to be driving through that elbow, but you're also going to turn your body a little bit. For this, we're contracting our lats here, these muscles on the side of your back that are going to help stabilize you. That's what we're really working here. So when you row up, don't bend your arm. We're not doing this. Imagine you're starting a lawnmower. You're pulling through, and you're slightly rotating your body by contracting that muscle right there, that lat. It's going to come up, pull, and back down. Pull, and back down. If you're doing a lot of elbow stuff, a lot of changing your arm angle, try to avoid that. Try to keep that angle constant throughout. After 30 seconds, we'll switch. Do the other side. Come back and turn your body a little bit, contracting that muscle. Even with a light weight, even with my 2-pound peanut butter, you'll feel it after 1 minute. So we're going to get started here in 5 seconds. Wide stance, rest on your non-rowing leg. And contract. If at any time you feel that you're bringing your shoulder up towards your head, bring your elbow close to your body, then focus on keeping that elbow far away from your body as possible. All right, that's 30 seconds. Switch. Just imagine you're starting that stubborn lawnmower in a few months here. 10 seconds. Two and one. All right, nice work there. Up next, we have everybody's favorite. We have a 1-minute plank. Another one, I know, yes. So whatever you want to do, if you want to be up on your hands, down on your elbows, that's fine. Important thing is keep your back straight and try to keep your elbows below your shoulders. Going to start in 3, 2, and 1. During planks, it's always nice to focus on your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Focus on keeping your core tight. You can contract your glutes to help keep your butt down. Halfway there. Or you can talk to someone if you like. If you have someone else in the room there and you want to talk to them during your plank, just one thing, don't tell a joke to someone when they're planking. When you laugh, it's kind of hard to keep your core tight. 10 seconds, very nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, everyone. Those aren't easy, but they are a great exercise. You need a drink of water anytime. You want to catch your breath because you're breathing a little heavy like someone, by all means, do that. Take a drink of water, couple breaths in, catch your breath. Up next, we have a wall sit. This one's going to be real tough. We're going to do a wall sit at 90 degrees. So you're going to go up against the wall, put your back against the wall, keep your shoulders up against that wall. If you can, keep your legs at 90 degrees. If not, a little bit higher is fine. I'll probably be a little higher because a minute at 90, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to go over here on my wall here. The rest of you find a wall that you can go sit against, put your butt against, and you're going to press your shoulders into the wall. For this, try to keep your knees above your heels. If your knees are far out over your toes, try to bring them back a little bit. Try to scoot your feet out so you have a nice vertical line there between your knee and your knee and your ankle. All right, I hope you found your wall. We're going to start here in 10 seconds. Knees above your ankle. Press your shoulders into the wall. And 3, 2, and 1. If 90 is a little bit too much for you, that's okay. Just go up a little bit, however much you need. Alrighty, halfway there. Nice job, everyone. Keep it up. These are definitely tough. For this, try to keep your drive through your heels, not your toes. We have 15 seconds left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Alrighty. Fantastic job, everyone. Those are not easy. 1 minute holding will really do a number on your quads, your upper front legs. Alrighty, moving in our last exercise here, we have everyone's favorite. We're gonna do wide leg sit-ups, and then we're gonna go into a cool down. Bring you guys down here on the floor with me. So for these, just wide leg sit-ups. Gonna go down, come up, touch one toe, go back down, come up, touch the other toe. If you want, you can cross your legs, make it more difficult. I'm gonna go with wide legs. In 5 seconds, we'll start for 1 minute. 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, halfway there, everyone. Nice work. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, already. Nice work, everyone. That concludes the working sets of our workout. Now we're just going to go back into that cool down. Going to do some stretching. Then we're going to go on to a few yoga poses and work on our breathing. So for this now, we're just going to stretch out. Going to go down, touch our toes. Really stretch out those legs. They got a good workout in today. Next, we can stretch out those quads again. Grab that foot, keep that knee down, pull that heel towards your butt. Hold that as long as you need to stretch it. And then after this, maybe a 5-minute walk would be nice if you can. If not, that's okay. But it's always nice to just do some light walking after an exercise, after a workout. Okay, gonna loosen out those shoulders again. Doing some arm circles. Reverse those. Get them nice and loose. Maybe pull one arm to one side, stretch out that shoulder. Switch to the other side. If any one muscle of yours feels particularly tight, go ahead, stretch that out more. Whatever you need to do. Stretch out our biceps here, our forearms, our wrists. Then, working on our hips here, we're just going to do a quick we're going to go into a child's pose here. So we're on our knees, on our hands, and we're just going to sit back, pushing our butt toward our heels, arms outstretched in front of us. Really feel the stretch in your back here. Feel the stretch in your back, feel the stretch in your glutes. Just gonna hold that for a few seconds. You can come back up, go back down into that stretch if you want. And then one I like to do on my knuckles here is just go into a cobra pose, I think it's called. Just sort of stretch out my chest, stretch out my core. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe go back into child's pose here real quick. Okay. If you have any other muscle that's particularly tight, stretch that out. Maybe go for a little walk, stretch out your legs. Couple announcements. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., don't forget to catch Corey's yoga morning workout session. I'm going to be there. Need to work on my flexibility for sure. Also, if you have any friends or family who want to join, who might be interested in getting up, getting moving, let them know. Share our page, upandmoving.org, with them. Completely free. If you want, you can go on YouTube, check out our past workouts. Again, they're all free. It's especially with it being gloomy outside, you might not want to get outside, but we have all the resources, all the workouts for you to stay inside, but still stay active. And then a special announcement, Up and Moving is on TV. Our next television broadcast is on March 21st at 12 p.m. Eastern on ABC 10. So if you don't catch us here or on YouTube, flip on ABC 10, March 21st, 12 p.m. Eastern, and catch us there. So thank you so much for joining me today here at Up and Moving. We want to get people physically active, especially with the pandemic, with things closing, with restrictions, maybe concerns about your health going out. There are ways to stay healthy, stay active in the home. Up and Moving, we're always here for you guys. So catch us tomorrow, March 21st at 12 p.m. on ABC 10, or go on our website, upandmoving.org, for any of our archived previous workouts.